All right, well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Junk Shop Library, the channel where we read the Bible and then make fun of it. The price you pay for my marvelous improv, however, is that we have to sit through the King's English of 1611 first. We turn today to the 15th chapter of the book of Exodus. We have just gotten out of the Promised Land and drowned the entire Egyptian army to demonstrate the power of water. 15. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength and song, and he is become my salvation. He is my God, and I will prepare him an habitation, my father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war, the Lord is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his host hath he cast into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the Red Sea. The depths have covered them. They sank into the bottom as a stone. Thy right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, hath dashed in pieces the enemy. And in the greatness of thine excellency thou hast overthrown them that rose up against thee. Thou sentest forth thy wrath, which consumed them as the stubble. And with the blast of thy nostrils the waters were gathered together, the floods stood upright as an heap, and the deeps were congealed in the heart of the sea. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied upon them. I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. Thou didst blow with thy wind, the sea covered them. They sank as lead in the mighty waters. Who is like unto thee, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? Thou stretchedst out thy right hand, the earth swallowed them. Thou in thy mercy hast led forth the people which thou hast redeemed. Thou hast guided them in thy strength unto thy holy habitation. The people shall hear and be afraid. Sorrow shall take hold on the inhabitants of Palestina. Then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. The mighty men of Moab, trembling shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. Fear and dread shall fall upon them. By the greatness of thine arm they shall be as still as a stone, till thy people pass over, O Lord, till the people pass over which thou hast purchased. Thou shalt bring them in, and plant them in the mountain of thine inheritance, in the place, O Lord, which thou hast made for thee to dwell in the sanctuary, O Lord, which thy hands have established. The Lord shall reign forever and ever. For the horse of Pharaoh went in with his chariots and with his horsemen into the sea, and the Lord brought again the waters of the sea upon them. But the children of Israel went on dry land in the midst of the sea. And Miriam the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, took a timbrel in her hand, and all the women went out after her with timbrels and with dances. And Miriam answered them, saying, Sing ye to the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider he hath thrown into the sea. So Moses brought Israel forth from the Red Sea. And they went out into the wilderness of Shur, and went 3 days in the wilderness, and found no water. And when they came to Marah, they could not drink of the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore the name of it was called Marah. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, What shall we drink? And he cried unto the Lord. And the Lord shewed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters were made sweet. And he made for them a statute and an ordinance, and there he proved them. And said, If thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and wilt do that which is right in his sight, and wilt give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth thee. And they came to Elim, where there were 12 wells of water, and 70 palm trees, and they encamped there by the waters. And that is Exodus 15. Okay, first things first. If you found the lyrics of that song a little annoying, just you wait till we get into the book of Psalms. Just coffee. This was not an uncommon technique in the ancient world, the repetition and increase. There's a story somewhere in, I want to say 1 Samuel, maybe, somewhere in the story of David and Saul, where David and Saul go out and they massacre a whole bunch of Philistines and they come back in triumph. And the people are singing, and they sing a song that says, Saul has killed thousands, and David tens of thousands. And Saul gets his panties in a wad because they said that David killed more people than did Saul. Well, as a Bible teacher of mine once said, apparently Saul wasn't paying real good attention in Hebrew poetry class, because that's just how you do it. You set up, and then you state, and then you repeat, and then you increase. And they were giving Saul his due by putting him first. But, again, apparently Saul didn't exactly walk out of Hebrew Poetry 101 with an A. And that's what we've got more of here. The horse and his rider he hath thrown into the sea. The chariots he hath thrown into the sea. He hath brought the waters down upon them. Yea, the mighty waters. He hath drowned them with waters. Yea, even with great floods of waters. And then, after we get done celebrating the massacre that has occurred in the wake of the children of Israel, we get into verses 14 through 18, which may be the most chickens countenance before they're hatched thing I've ever read in my life. We got out of Egypt, and he killed everybody that followed us. The word of this is going to go out before us, and everyone in the lands we come to will be scared shitless and will tremble and be still as stone while we pass through and take everything that we want. And I thought I knew some optimists. And then Miriam, Aaron's sister, first we're hearing of Miriam, the prophetess, gathers up all the women with timbrels. Not exactly sure technically what a timbrel is. It's some kind of handheld, shaken percussion instrument, a tambourine family. And they do a response to the call of the earlier song and do more repeating. And then once they've done partying, they walk away from the Red Sea into the wilderness of Shur, where they walk for 3 days, can't find any water. And when they finally do find water, it's bitter. So they call it Mara, which is ancient Hebrew for bitter. We'll touch on that again in the book of Ruth. And the people say, oh, Moses, we're here in the desert and we've got no water to drink. And Moses turns to God and says, oh, God, we're here in the desert and we have no water to drink. And God says, take this stick and throw more stick magic. So take this stick and throw it into the water and it'll make the water drinkable. So Moses says, okay. So he takes a stick, he throws it in the water, stick magic happens, the water becomes drinkable, everybody drinks their fill. They walk off to the next county where they find 3 wells and 33 palm trees, and they set up camp there at this little oasis, and that's the end of the chapter. That's about all I got on this, since it was mostly just poetry. We're gonna... well, 16 is gonna be kind of fun. I actually have a story to go with 16, and I just scanned through it just a little bit. So we'll be back soon with Exodus 16. Hit those thumbs ups if you like what you're seeing. If you want to make sure you don't miss anything, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell, as we say here in the channel. When he's not nearly so overexposed, Poke the Pope! We'll see y'all again soon. Everybody take care and be safe.